Hello students, welcome to Eshwari Thaniksha channel. In this video, we are going to study about nutrition in human beings. Students, before going into the video, if you are new to our channel, subscribe our channel and also share this video with your friends. So these videos will be very helpful if you are preparing for board examination. Now let us start the video. So here alimentary canal is a long tube. So if you see the digestive system in human beings, it consists of mainly alimentary canal and associated glands. Associated glands. So what does it contain? It contains alimentary canal and associated glands. So first let us see what is this alimentary canal. So alimentary canal is a long tube extending from mouth to anus. So see here, this is the alimentary canal. So from here, food enters through the mouth. So from the mouth, it enters into the esophagus. This long tube-like structure is called as esophagus. And from the esophagus, it will enter into the stomach. And from stomach, it will enter into small intestine. So this is the small intestine. And from the small intestine, it will enter into large intestine. So this is the large intestine. And then finally, through the anus, the waste materials are thrown out. So this is the alimentary canal. So mouth leading into esophagus, and from esophagus to the stomach, and then small intestine, and then large intestine and anus. So this is the alimentary canal. So let us see in each step what happens. So mouth. So you know that in mouth teeth will be present. It helps in crushing of the food. And then mouth also consists of gland, which is called as salivary gland. Gland means small sac-like structure will be present, which is called as salivary glands. Salivary glands will produce saliva and enzyme which is known as salivary amylase. What is this salivary amylase? Salivary amylase is nothing but enzyme which is present in the mouth. So what is the function of saliva and salivary amylase? The function of saliva is food is wetted to make its passage smooth. So food will be made wet so that passage becomes smooth. Smooth passage of the food is done by saliva. Next, enzyme, salivary amylase. Salivary amylase is an enzyme. It helps in conversion of starch into simple sugar. So starch is a bigger carbohydrate, a big molecule of carbohydrate. So this will be broken into small particle which is called as simple sugar. Next, the food will enter into stomach. So in the stomach, there is a small sac-like structure which is called as gastric glands. So this gastric glands will be present in the wall of the stomach. What does this gastric gland contain? It contains HCl, then it contains pepsin, and also mucus will be present. The function of HCl is, you know that hydrochloric acid. So acid, what does it make is, it will make the food into acidic medium. So food will be converted into acidic medium so that the pepsin is an enzyme. So initially before food enters, what will happen is HCl will not be secreted. Only when food enters, HCl will be secreted. So if there is no food, then HCl is not secreted. If HCl is not secreted, pepsin will be in inactive form. Inactive form. As soon as HCl is produced, pepsin will be converted into active form. So what is the function of pepsin here? The function of pepsin is protein digestion. So digestion of protein will be done by pepsin. And then mucus. So mucus will protect the inner lining of the stomach from the acid. So you know that hydrochloric acid, it can burn the inner wall of the stomach. Therefore, to avoid that, so mucus will be produced in the stomach. Next, coming to small intestine. So after that, the food will enter into small intestine. Small intestine, it is the longest part of the alimentary canal. In herbivorous, if you see, small intestine is longer. So longer small intestine. Whereas in carnivorous, if you see, it will be shorter small intestine. So why? What is the reason? The reason is in herbivorous, the food what they take consists of mainly cellulose. So cellulose is a bigger carbohydrate, a complex carbohydrate. So for its digestion, longer small intestine is required. Whereas carnivorous, so they will not take cellulose. Instead, they are taking starch. So starch is a smaller carbohydrate when compared to that of the cellulose. So that is why smaller small intestine you can see when compared to that of herbivorous. And small intestine is the site of complete digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. So all this carbohydrate, protein and fat will be completely digested into simpler substances. And then small intestine receives secretion from liver and pancreas. So here liver and pancreas are the associated glands. So this liver and pancreas will release some juice into the small intestine. So that is called secretion. So small intestine will receive secretion from liver and pancreas. And then small intestine also has villi, a small finger-like projections will be there. See here, the inner lining of the small intestine has numerous finger-like projections called as villi. So you can see, so if this is the small intestine, so if you observe carefully on the inner lining, it will be like this. So small finger-like projection you can see on the inner lining. So that is called as villi. So what is the function of villi is, it increases the surface area for the absorption of the food. So the digested food will be absorbed by the villi. The villi are richly supplied with blood vessels which takes the absorbed food to each and every cell of the body. So here villi will be like this. The food will be taken into the villi. So villi also has blood vessels. So food will enter into the blood vessel and it will be taken to each and every cell in the body. And then what is the function of liver and pancreas? So liver and pancreas are associated glands. So what they are going to do is, liver will secrete a juice which is called as bile juice. And this bile juice will be stored in gallbladder. A small sac-like structure will be present which is called as gallbladder. So let us see here. So here you can see a small sac-like structure which is called as gallbladder. So this is in this sac-like structure you can see bile will be stored. Then what does it make is, what bile juice will do is, it makes the acidic food alkaline which is coming from the stomach. So in stomach you studied that there is HCl present. HCl will make the food acidic. So when it is reaching the small intestine, it should be converted into alkaline medium. So how acidic medium will be converted into alkaline medium is by the bile juice. Bile juice will make acidic medium into alkaline medium. And also bile juice will help in breaking down fat into smaller globules. A big fat molecule will be converted into small globules which is called as emulsification of fat. So this can also be asked, what is emulsification of the fat? So breaking down of fat into smaller globule by bile juice is called as emulsification of the fat. And then coming to pancreas. So pancreas will secrete pancreatic juice, and which consists of two enzymes. So one enzyme is called as pepsin. The second is called as lipase. So what is the function of pepsin here? The function of pepsin is, it helps in digestion of proteins, and lipase helps in emulsification of the fat. Emulsification of the fat meaning is the fat will be broken into smaller particles. And then coming to small intestine. So small intestine also produces a juice which is called as intestinal juice, which consists of enzymes. So here in the small intestine you can see complete digestion takes place. Carbohydrate will be converted into glucose. Proteins will be converted into amino acids. Fat will be converted into fatty acid and glycerol. And then large intestine. So the function of large intestine is to absorb more water from undigested food. So if undigested food contains water, so that excess water will be absorbed by the large intestine. And then finally coming to the anus, so the rest of the undigested food is removed from the body via anus. So through anus the undigested food will be thrown out. So in the examination, if this question comes, explain digestion in the small intestine, it will be asked for 3 marks. So what you have to write is, small intestine receives pancreatic juice and bile juice. So bile juice will make the food alkaline. And then you have to write, bile salt emulsifies fat in small intestine. So emulsification of fat will take place. So emulsification of fat meaning is fat will be broken down into smaller globules. And then enzymes like trypsin helps in digestion of protein. Lipase enzyme helps in breaking down of emulsified fat. And then the enzymes which is present in the small intestine will help in complete digestion of carbohydrate. That is, carbohydrate will be converted into glucose. Proteins will be converted into amino acid. Fat will be converted to fatty acid and glycerol. So this much you have to write if it is asked for 3 marks in the examination. So students, I hope it is clear to you. So you have to remember all the enzymes, where it is present and what is its function. So if you have any doubts, you can write in the comment section. I'll meet you in the next video, students.